What you say, don't say, repeat, tolerate, or ignore signals your priorities. True story, and this one's in the book too, and it's actually a real story. And his name was Sean, but he was my boss, and we used to travel a lot. And this was when we were in the distribution space. So we had 28 distribution centers, I think, across the US, and we used to travel together. There were two things about the dynamic that was really funny that pertained to this. Number one is we were walking around the distribution site one time, and the general manager pulled me aside. And he goes, Shane, he goes, I need you to have a conversation with Sean. He goes, I know he listens to you. And I said, okay, about what? And he goes, well, he comes into my site, and when we're walking around doing a tour, if he sees trash, he picks it up. Does he realize how disrespectful that is to me and my team? And I said, well, can I give you potentially a different way of looking at that? He goes, okay. And I said, how disrespectful to your boss is it that he has to come to your site and pick up trash? See how I framed that? That was a big deal to Sean. And the reason it was a big deal is because, and me and him talked about this a lot, he was the COO. He believed that if he stepped over or by a piece of trash and didn't pick it up, that he was signaling to the team that it was okay to leave trash on the floor. And he goes, I won't do that, Shane. He goes, yes, there are people that will get offended because I am the COO and I'm walking around picking up trash. He goes, but I don't want them to get offended. He goes, I do want them to get a little annoyed, but I want them to do something about it. The other thing that ties to that, I work with a lot of different companies, and I'm a big believer in culture, and the culture of organizations intrigue me a lot. When me and him used to travel, the first place I would go when we got to the site is to the bathroom, and it was to the employee bathroom. And after a while, he pulled me aside one time. He asked me, he goes, you okay? I said, what do you mean? He goes, you got stomach issues, or, every time we travel, the first place you go when we get there is a bathroom. I'm like, no. I said, I'm curious to see what the bathroom looks like. And what I have found, not 100%, but it's pretty close. The bathroom or the kitchens tell you a lot about an organization. How clean are they? How many toilets are out of service? How much trash is on the floor? Stuff like that. To me, that communicates things. I think as leaders, if we allow that to happen, we're sending a message. So not just the things we say, but the things we don't say signal our priorities.